Book friends, it's time for another page 100. Thank you for joining me. The year is 1968 and 11-year-old Alice, her mother, and her little brother Eddie, who is deaf, are moving from Columbus, Ohio, to her mother's hometown of Rainbow, Georgia, which has seen much better days. Now, Alice is hoping that this move is a short-term thing to help care for her grandmother, who seems to be forgetting things. We know now this is dementia on its way to Alzheimer's, but Alice doesn't see it that way, and they don't really talk about it in those words. And so Alice is determined not to make friends, not to settle in, and certainly not to accept the fact that her life in Columbus is gone. The situation with her grandmother is worse, of course, than she thought it would be, but she is stubbornly refusing to accept this new reality. Next door to her grandmother's house is an older African-American woman named Miss Millie, and because of a eavesdropping situation, Alice's mother sends her over to apologize to Miss Millie and to ask if there's anything that Alice can do. And so Miss Millie says, "Of course you can help me. I'd like you to walk my dog Clarence." But Clarence won't go for walks without Miss Millie. So Alice and Miss Millie are doing daily walks around the block together. And it is only with Miss Millie that Alice is able to let her guard down a little bit, that she is able to laugh and smile, to share some of her worries and fears, and to start to deal with her very complicated feelings about the fact that her father has left their family. She wants him to come back, but of course she doesn't know if he will. She wants him to still want them and to still love her and her brother and her mother, but she's just really conflicted and feeling abandoned and lost. And at the same time, Miss Millie is starting to share her life story with Alice, and it's opening up Alice's eyes to an entirely different world, that of a woman who is the daughter of former slaves, who grew up in the very segregated South, lost her brother to riots in Atlanta, and is still living the life of segregation, even though in 1968, obviously the laws have changed for a couple years, but that doesn't necessarily mean that people's opinions or behaviors have changed. So here at page 100, Miss Millie and Alice are still getting to know each other. Alice is still determined not to make friends and that she is going to be leaving. Eddie is cute and fun and very resilient, but the folks in town don't know quite how to deal with him being deaf. Right now, everybody they've met simply yells at him, thinking that if they yell loud enough, he'll hear them. And of course, her mom is trying to keep everything together, keep her grandmother, okay, I guess, but she's obviously on the downward spiral. So I have a feeling there's going to be some emotional pain and trouble ahead, but I'm already feeling a lot of joy and love for both Alice and especially Miss Millie, and the resilience and perspective and sort of common sense strength and love that she already is exuding. I hope that you will get a chance to pick this up for yourself and for your upper elementary and middle school readers, because I think they will certainly enjoy this piece of historical fiction. I look forward to seeing you again sometime for another page 100. Thanks so much for joining me. Take care. Bye.